My results, what I did to prepare, like little hints and tips and tricks that I used, and how I found the exams. But they don't matter as much as year 11 me used to think they do. Can you see my face? Hi, welcome. Hi, welcome. Hi, welcome. Hi. What the? I'm not singing. Hi, welcome. I feel like every time I say it, it becomes more awkward and more sarcastic. It's not meant to be sarcastic, I promise. It's meant to be like, hi, welcome. I'm never gonna do that again in my life, but it's meant to be like cute, you know. Hi, welcome. You're in my kitchen right now, and we know that I struggle with lighting. We all know, it's a fact. And I don't know, it's not great lighting in here, but I thought I'd just start off my little video in the kitchen, because why not, you know. I'm like really badly bent right now. I'm gonna get a really bad back by standing like this, like a really bad back, because this is bad. There's a chair here, let me like, there we go, is that better? Okay, I hope you can see me because I don't know what I'm doing right now. So I thought I'd start off by making a drink. I do this every morning, so I make a tea drink. It's tea, but like with extra spices and like flavors. I thought I'd take you guys through it because, you know, content for the win. I'll just like turn it this way a little bit. Can you see me? Hi! So I like to use the Twinings, I don't know how you say it, but the lemon and honey green tea, I really like it. What the hell, there's like alcohol in this. So I'm gonna put a tea bag in here. This is how to make a tea with Saranya. Hi, welcome. I'm gonna fill our flask. I'm gonna fill the kettle with some water. So I put water in here. I'm gonna boil it now. So I'm gonna grab some whole black peppers. Like not even that many. I have like 6 in my hand. I'm raiding my mother's cupboards right now, and yeah, I don't know how she feels about that. I'm gonna put a bit of cinnamon in there, because who doesn't love cinnamon, right? So I'm gonna just like put like bits into the water. I don't know if I put lemon in this. I don't put lemon in this. Why did I get this out? Do I put lemon in this? I feel like I don't. So I put tea, cinnamon, pepper, ginger. I put ginger in here, not lemon. For those of you guys who don't know what ginger is, it looks like this. I'm gonna cut it. Sorry, that was really rude of me. If you're gonna make this, make sure the slices are quite small, or like thin, because then you have like more of like the ginger juice in your flask, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna put that much ginger in. We're gonna pour in the water, which is very hot, so do be careful. I literally can't open this. I can't open this. I can't open this. Oh, there we go. Thank God. And then we're gonna grab this. I feel like this is a tea strainer or it's a coffee strainer, but we're gonna grab this and use it to filter out all the spices we put in. And this is not a tutorial, by the way. I'm just like telling you guys what I do. So I'm gonna like, yeah, pour my drink in, but then try to not get any of the bits in because I don't want to drink it with the bits. So yeah, that's my drink all done, and oh, did I spill something? No, okay. Well, that's my drink all done, and now we're gonna get on to the actual video. So let's go back upstairs. Can we take a moment, I say it really weirdly. Can we take a moment to appreciate how cute this like thing, this jacket looks? This is so freaking adorable. I love it. So I paired it with a velvet bodysuit. It's from Primark again. So this is just so cute. like, it's so adorable. I love it. I want to live in this like forever. So this is what it looks like. It's actually really nicely cropped, and it's got like this elastic bit at the back. This is like a try on bit for last week's video, or like I don't know when I uploaded it, but for that video. But yeah, I'm obsessed with this jacket, just saying. I realised that there's a fucking wall in the way. It's like half of the screen is covered by a wall. Hi! Okay, so I hope this is working. This is really annoying because I'm having to film this part of the video for the second time, and like I had to try and do my makeup again the same, I had to put the same outfit on, I had to just like look the same, and oh, and now the sunlight's going. No, it's not good. And I had to film it twice, so this is like the second time I'm filming it because the first time there was like, I looked at the footage and there was a wall like halfway through the screen, so like this was like the screen you guys were looking at, and then there's like a wall slap bang here, and I'm like sat here, so that wasn't the best. And also like I just rambled too much, and like I decided that it didn't really like have a purpose. All my other videos are like slightly jokey. They are basically to be taken as a joke because I'm not being serious in any of them. But this video, I thought it should be more serious and should make more sense because I'm filming this so that you guys can like, I don't know, I'm just filming this to help those of you who are taking your GCSEs right now take something good and useful away from this video that you can use while you're revising or while you're preparing for your GCSEs. I'll be talking about my results, what I did to prepare, like little hints and tips and tricks that I used, and how I found the exams. I prepared like a little sheet of like what I'm going to talk about in this video because in the previous footage I literally rambled about anything and everything, and it was so random and there were so many things going on at the same time. It was like really disastrous, and we don't want that again. Anyway, so I want to start off by talking about my results, as I said. So firstly, for computer science, our school chose Cambridge International and I got an A star. And then for English language and English literature, our school chose Cambridge International again, and I got an A star in English language and an A in English literature. And then I did textiles, and the board was AQA, and I got an A. So in textiles we have two parts. We have the designing and like making your own product part, and the theory part. The designing and making your own product part I sucked at. It was so bad. I was so behind the rest of the class. I didn't even like know what product I was gonna make for like ages, and yeah, so it didn't turn out the best. I was quite proud of it, but you know, not everyone has to like what you make, and creativity is individual, you know, all that kind of stuff. So yes, that bit didn't go great. I got a B, but then in the theory, I was so grateful that I got an A star in it. So together, I got an A in textiles in total, and I'm so beyond proud of that because I didn't want a B in textiles. I really didn't. Our school chose AQA for the religious studies, and I got an A in it. So RS we did a year before everyone sits their GCSEs. So we sat religious studies exam in year 10. We sat this exam, and yeah. And then for maths, the three sciences, so biology, chemistry, physics, and French, our school chose Edexcel International. And so in maths I got a 9, in biology I got an A star, in chemistry I got an A star, in physics I got an A star, and in French I also got an A star. And the other one was geography, which again our school chose Edexcel, and I got a 9 in it. So yeah, so those were my results. I'm gonna do some tips now. I'm gonna tell you guys some tips, hopefully, which are helpful. These are some things that I did to help me when I was revising last year, and yeah, they worked, kind of. The first thing I've got is don't plan too strictly. I tried to make a plan, so I bought a diary for my GCSEs, and I tried to make a list of all the subjects, everything, and I was like, on this day, at this time, I'm going to do this topic, and I ended up like not sticking to it at all, and I actually did no revision in that time. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I really don't want to do this topic right now, or this subject, I really just can't be asked. So I'd recommend, instead of making such a strict timetable, like give yourself like, be like, I'm gonna work between, I don't know, 10 in the morning to 5 in the evening, and I can take 2 hours of break in the middle, and in the whole day I'll be doing this subject. So I prefer to allocate my time, as in do a subject in a day. So I'm doing this for my AS preparation. So I've got my timetable, and so I've written the day, and then the pink is all when I'm going to do economics, and then the green is when I'm doing physics. So like in each day I'm going to do one subject, and then I've just given myself some space to write down what I did. So I haven't written down beforehand what I'm gonna do, but after I've done it, I'm like, okay, so I did this. This is what I utilised my time to do. And I'm finding that so much more beneficial than writing a strict and religious script, or like, no, it's not script, a plan down. My phone's in the sunlight. It's getting really, really hot. I hope it doesn't like burst. We know that I struggle with lighting. We all know, it's a fact. So I'm editing my video again, and I just realised that the lighting is so terrible halfway through, and the sun just like bursts out of nowhere and like makes my videos shine for the gods. And like, why do I always struggle with lighting? Like, one time the light is like ashy and grey and dark and dim and ugly, and the other time it's like bright and sparkly and shiny and like disgusting. So like, I don't know what to do. I've filmed this video twice already. This is the second time I filmed it, and I actually like the way I say things and how it's like laid out, so I'm gonna leave it as it is. I'm really sorry if you guys hate it. Yeah. The other thing I want to talk about is revision guides. So for those of you guys who are wondering whether you should get revision guides or whether they're useful, I found them so useful, like beyond useful. Those were like the only things I used. They were like my main source of notes, my main place to go if I didn't know anything, and they worked. So if I can find it, I've got a bunch of books here that I want to show you guys. So this is what revision guides look like. I've just picked out the physics one because it was the first one there, and I was too lazy to like get every single one, and it's pointless to show you guys every single one. So this is what they look like. The CGP ones are definitely my favourites because I like the layout. It's got really good tips for your exams and all that kind of stuff. This is useful, and oh, I just hit myself in the face. There's makeup on, oh no, there's makeup on the book. This is another revision guide that I just want to show you guys again. It's a different revision guide. It's not CGP, it's a Parsons. I literally have no idea how to say this word down here. Is it Parsons or is it Pearsons or is it Pearsons? Okay, let's just call it Pearsons. Person, that sounds like a person. Multiple persons, no. Let's call it Pearson. Okay, so this is a different revision guide for the geography, and this one was really good as well. I like the layout of this one too. Basically contain the same information, but it's just laid out in a different way, and I think it's up to you guys to judge what kind of layout helps you understand it better. So do like ask people in the year above or someone who has these books if you can look at both of them and compare. There's so many other revision guides out there for you guys. Do invest in good revision guides that you think will help you, because revision guides are
super useful. I literally can't stress that enough.
I didn't actually make proper revision guides, so like, ow, some things on my back. Good. I love wearing clothes with tags in them. I didn't make proper official revision notes for my GCSEs. Instead, I made posters and mind maps, which I stuck all over the wall. So I have a double door wardrobe in my room, and the whole mirror of my wardrobe was covered in revision notes. So I couldn't see what I looked like, but I could see my notes every time I looked in the mirror. So I woke up every morning and I looked and I was like, oh God, no, please. Yeah, it wasn't the most amusing time of my life. I'm not gonna lie to you. But you know, it's an experience that some people enjoy. I don't know who would. There's so many YouTube videos out there for you guys to watch. I've actually got one here. There's this woman called Hazel on YouTube, and she does videos about, I think, sciences only. She has 2 hour, I can't say this. She has 2 hour videos for each science GCSE, and for different boards she has different videos. So I watched the Edexcel one, which was again 2 hours long at double time, and that gave me all the information I needed for my GCSE. So yeah, so watch the videos. I'll try and leave the links down below, so check them out if you're interested. The next thing is specifications are really useful. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, every single exam board releases a specification for their subject. This is what they look like. I don't have a GCSE one, so I've just got an A-level one with me. This is for economics, so if you're not going to do economics, don't worry, that still applies to you. And it's just like a list of every single thing the exam board wants you to know and thinks will be useful for you to know for the exam. And I'd say go through it and tick off things you know. Just make really good use of the specification, because this is like the most depth you can get of like what's going to be in the exam. They are long, I know, there's so much for you to learn, but it's better to know the exact things that you need to know than just like have a vague idea of what you need to know and just revise like vague things, or it stops you from revising too much because we don't have that kind of space in our brain to remember education. So yeah, these are really useful. They go through all the different topics, all the different subtopics. So this is more subject specific, but for English, I have 2 things I want to say. One, SparkNotes was such a lifesaver. So don't tell anyone, don't tell my teachers, please. If my school's watching this, then you can't do anything. I didn't actually read the books we were meant to for our exams, but I still did pretty decent. And how I did it was, 1, I did so many essay questions and I planned so many essay questions out, so I had all like the points that I could include in the essays. Where I got the points from was SparkNotes. So it's a website into which I'll type the name of the book and like a question or like what topic the question was about, and then it will give me so much information and quotes from the certain book and it was just so useful. Like, I didn't read the book, so yeah, if you guys are planning on not reading the book, don't worry, you'll survive, you can get through this. Just use SparkNotes and don't read the book. Because reading books takes really long, and I don't remember the last time I read a book, like, fully. So, yeah, if you guys want to do that, then do it. Do it at your own risk. Don't be like, oh, I didn't read the book because she told me to. Don't blame me. Just, I also had a tutor for my English, and, personally, she was really useful to me because English wasn't my favourite subject at school, hence why I didn't read the book. I hate reading. I literally do. I despise it. I had a tutor to help me with things, and she read through the plan that I made for the essay. So I didn't actually write that many essays out in full. I planned so many questions. So so if it was a question that says, evaluate this, I'd write the points for and I'd write the points against, and I'd write what I'd write in my conclusion. But that was like it. That was like the structure of my essay, and I don't think you need to do any more than that for your English revision, because as long as you've got all your points down, then like you're fine. Trust me. And like, I think a tutor is also a good thing to have for English, especially because exam boards look for like variety in your answers, and having a tutor, she gave me like so many extra points that I could use that no one else in my school had, or like many people didn't have, because she was like another person looking at the book, another person giving me ideas, and like that originality and variety in my like essays and the points I used, I think just like nudged my grade up a tiny bit, so that is useful. So the last thing I'll talk about is past paper questions.
Do so many past paper questions.
Literally, again, I can't stress this enough, past paper questions were my lifesavers. So I think 2 months before my exams, I started doing all the past papers we had, and I worked through, there's a guy going on one wheel. That's kind of funky. So I'll stop admiring men. So do loads of past paper questions because they really like give you a good idea of what you know and what you need to revise on. And also for your GCSEs especially, I don't know if this is the same for A levels, but for the GCSEs, so many questions in papers are so repetitive. Like I kid you not, there's so many questions that come up over and over again every single year. And so just look through the mark scheme. So while you're doing the past paper, make sure you always look through the mark schemes, because the mark schemes always have like short, concise answers. I also made notes from mark schemes, so that's another useful tip for you guys. But yeah, so just use the mark scheme really well. And I wouldn't say learn it off by heart, but really like learn what the mark scheme wants from you. And yeah, that's all the tips I've got for you guys. Other things I want to say are, don't stress over the mocks and your predicted grades. I got predicted like 4 or 5 Bs even, and that didn't happen. So don't stress over them. They are just an indicator for you to understand what topics you are good at, what topics you need to revise in. And also personally for my revision, I felt like I did very little and I could have done so much more stuff. So I want to say, don't stress, don't feel like you're not doing enough, because trust me when I say this, I didn't do very much. I did like little chunks of stuff that was really useful. So instead of like length of it, think about how much you're going to do in each like session. So even if you do like an hour a day, it's enough as long as you have a good focused session. And also at the end of the day, GCSEs are GCSEs. They don't matter. I shouldn't be saying this, but they don't matter as much as year 11 me used to think they do. The only like place they matter in your future is, one, if you want to go to a specific secondary school and they ask for a certain set of grades, then they're useful. But also secondly, uni. So I went to a London School of Economics open day a week ago or so, and they told me that they want at least a 6 or a B in maths and a 6 or a B in English, literature and language, and those were their only 2 specifications. Anything else was fine. And they also told me that they don't do a count of grades. They don't say we'll take you if you get 8 A stars. They don't do a count, so they'll look at more subject specific. So if you got an A in, let's say if you got a C in geography and you want to study music or economics or maths, then they won't consider like the fact that you've got a C and it's not like an amazing A star grade. But then if you want to do maths at uni and you got a C in maths at GCSEs, they will think about you, because they want people who they know have the scope and potential to do well at uni as well. And don't be disheartened by your GCSE results. So I'll probably go. That's all I've got to say about GCSEs. If you guys have any specific questions about a subject I did, or about like a revision technique I used, or my revision guides even, do either comment them down below or again DM me. I will be open to any questions. If you want another Q&A, a GCSE Q&A, then do let me know and send me your questions in. I'll be more than happy to do one. And yeah, that was a bit of a heavy video. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I don't have anything else to say. Subscribe down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Smash that thumbs button. That's really aggressive. Just press the thumbs up button gently. And I'll see you again very soon with another video. Bye guys!